Well, I'm really glad to sit down with you, and I wanted to ask you, what's your objective in having this interview?
Well, likewise, I was really excited to sit down with you and to clear up a lot of things that have been out there for a very long time. A lot of stuff has clearly become very public about me recently. And I think over the years I've probably tried to control it and, keep quite a private life, and that's been close to impossible to continue doing at this point. And I want people to hear it from my mouth, and I've seen the work you do with people, and it's great. And I just think that a format like this where I can just sit and talk about it all openly is kind of what it's time to do.
It's astounding, even in the last 5 years, certainly the last 10 years, how the landscape has changed because of the internet.
It really has changed, and it can be quite scary if you're not used to it.
Yeah.
They're always tweeting, they want to take pictures of everything, they're documenting everything.
When did you first realize that there was a tape of you having sex that was being peddled around?
Several months ago.
How did it get to you?
It got to me because somebody came up to me on the street outside of the building leaving and said, "There's something I need to tell you." And I didn't believe it at first. I couldn't believe it because I had loved this person and I didn't think it was possible. And I later learned that it was entirely possible.
Were you being threatened with the tape? Pay me or I am going to sell it?
It wasn't really a threat at that time. It was obviously complete emotional blackmail. It was certainly it was just one of those things where it's time to distance myself from all of these people immediately because there's not much you can do. It's really out of your hands, and it was a crime. It is a serious crime to tape people without their knowledge like that. And I had made the mistake of putting myself in that situation with the person, so I just removed myself from it as quickly as I could. And then it can just continue to be complete emotional abuse after that for the last several months.
That's just horrific. That is the lowest of the low.
I agree with you.
Everybody do that. This was a boyfriend. How long had you known this person?
I didn't know him for that long. It was 3-4 weeks. It was very fast. I mean, I feel very conned by the whole thing. It's somebody I trusted, somebody I thought I loved. I really did think that.
There were two people you thought could be involved, right?
Sure. I mean, because it's an open investigation and it's really hard to say, it's possible that maybe somebody else got their hands on the tape. That is the problem with the internet these days, and computers in general, hard drives and stuff like that. If somebody's filmed you, other people in the house could stumble across it or something, it's really hard to say until Lisa Bloom, my attorney, and I tried to get to the bottom of who it is who actually tried to shop it. The initial crime, we definitely know who's responsible for that, but what's happened after that, it's really hard to say because, like I said, I tried to distance myself from it, and it's taken quite some time and a lot of emotional distress in the interim, waiting to see how this was going to play out. And the police have been amazing, actually, with it, and they consider this a very serious crime.
Yeah. You had said that you were drifting to a not-so-great group of people for a short period of time when this happened. And do you think that was the genesis of this?
Perhaps. I do think I have to take responsibility for putting myself in that situation. So, yes, I mean, in hindsight, but hindsight is 20/20, I blame myself. I wish that I had stuck closer to the friends I've had for many years and I hadn't put myself in a situation where I was that vulnerable. And, I mean, people all have a way of finding you. They can work their way into your lives if they really have an evil purpose like this in so many different ways, and you can be manipulated in so many different ways. It's just absolutely shocking that they would want to, and that they would have this kind of master plan from the second you meet somebody that you have to now fear or think that they might be trying to do something like that to you. I mean, that's horrible.
Do you think this was premeditated and that you were targeted?
Sadly, yes.
Yeah, that is sinister.
It is sinister. Again, I loved this person and I really thought I could trust them, but there's no way it wasn't premeditated if from the second you start seeing somebody, they're doing that to you. That to me is premeditated.